Where is our focus going to be this next year? That is the question we're going to look into today in this reading. And you have these 3 beautiful cards, each representing its own separate reading to pick from and see which one calls you the most, and you'll find the timestamps taking you to the reading in the description below. I'll show you a close-up of each of these. These are all the Ace of Wands, as they represent a newfound motivation, a newfound passion, a newfound focus. And I think that is a great baseline to have for this reading. There you go. We have these 3 cards from 3 different, each beautiful decks. There you go. And I would ask you now to take the time to just focus inward and see which one you think holds a message for you. And I hope to see you in your reading soon. Group number 1, welcome to your reading. This is the reading for you if you picked this beautiful card. Hope you can see. And we're going to see to the question today, where is your focus going to be this coming year of 2024? Let us see what cards come up. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, is this one upright? Yeah, no. Okay. Can we get just 2 more, please? And 1 more, please. Okay, interesting. So, let us see what this actually is saying. Well, the first 2 cards that came out, we had here the Knight of Wands. The Knight is always striving towards something. And with the Knight of Wands, he's striving towards a goal. He's striving towards something he's been working on, where he's been putting his focus in, his motivation, his passion. And he's he's like seeing it in the horizon, and he knows he's going to get there. Like, it's someone who's already gone through quite a bit of putting work into where he is now. At the same time, we have here the card that came out with it, which is the 5 of Coins. As you can see, this card depicts people that are in the cold, they aren't properly dressed, they are wounded. They're just not doing so well, materially speaking. And material is also your bodily health in a way. So yeah, that's the card that we have here, but it is on its head. So for me in this connection, I feel like this is something you've been trying to get out of, this feeling of not having enough. Maybe you've also not had enough, that can be as well. With the card being on its head, it can also mean that this is something that you're blocking out. So it might be a blockage as to whether this is an issue in your life or not, whether you even can get out of it. It can also be a question in your mind. And also just a general denial, I guess. But over here we have the 5 of Cups, which is all about delusion and emotionally feeling like you got betrayed. But this is on its head. So for me, it seems like there's like this internal struggle going on in a way. Or rather, there's been a lot of turmoil internally as well as externally. We've got the cups, the emotions, we've got the material and the coins. And a lot of effort has been put into getting to a better place in life, emotionally as well as materially speaking. With the Wheel of Fortune, to me, this card kind of comes hand in hand, or can be understood quite often as this idea of karma. But I mean, this is a very loaded word, so let me maybe paraphrase it. The idea of kind of getting what you deserve, if you put out this, you get back this. Very, very simplified. So there might be this sense of entitlement as well, of well, I've done so much, why am I not at this place yet, of feeling materially safe, emotionally safe. But I wanna look into this a little bit more and see what comes up. I'm feeling called to pick one oracle card on this one. Excuse me, I kind of put this a bit far away. Alrighty. For the Wheel of Fortune, that is a lot of cards. We are going to shuffle these as well and see which one wants to come out. I do not want these many. Divination. Okay. Yeah, so you might have been someone who didn't see, like, the idea of karma is, in a way, the idea of everything is understandable. This leads to that, leads to that, leads to that, and so on. And that can give you a sense of safety. Like, if you kind of know what's going to happen, if you know that if you work really hard, you're going to get what you deserve, that can be that can make you feel very safe. And the idea of divination, in a way, can also be a means for you to find a sense of safety. Maybe you listening to this reading might be you trying to get either getting your feelings recognized, or just seeing that what you think makes sense, and in that way, through divination, finding more safety. I actually feel like we need to look at all of these, so we're going to look at all of these. We have gratitude. Maybe I'll show it to you actually. Gratitude, vitality. Let's see what comes up. Affection and courage. Okay, so all these beautiful paintings. I love this oracle deck. It's the Green Witch Oracle deck. They are amazing cards. I love the detail. I love the combination of different esoteric practices, in a way. Anyway, so this courage, gratitude, vitality, affection, and divination. I feel like these are all things that you've been trying to practice more, right? These are all things that you're trying to embody more, to allow yourself to feel the Wheel of Fortune's work around you. So this idea of like being in tune, of receiving as you're putting out, you are trying to achieve that through putting in more trust in how things go and how everything works out, but having also courage to maybe confront things that are uncomfortable. There's a big focus on gratitude being right in the middle as well. Gratitude is a very big one. Whenever you lose sight, just try to practice gratitude. The vitality one as well here. We have the fig. This can also be sometimes a fruit connected to like sexual stuff. If this resonates to you, feel free to take it. If it doesn't, leave it. But we also have here the affection right next to it. So this might be, the emotional side might be related to a romantic relationship in a way. And it also could be not to. But I think the issue that you've been working on is like trying to learn how to show affection, how to receive affection, how to be just, more emotionally and physically vulnerable with the people that you love. Very interesting. So our focus seems to be on what we've already been working on for a while, right? The focus is on trying to find more of a sense of pleasure, balance, and satisfaction through practicing things like gratitude, learning about your emotional needs and needs of other people, being courageous in terms of really looking at the things that make you uncomfortable within yourself, and also leaning towards things like divination, like listening to a tarot reading, to help you find more of a sense of this makes sense, like I am right. And I don't like to use the word right, but you know what I mean, like just a sense of confirmation of what is already going on within. That is the goal for me also with divination. But we're going to see just a few more little itty bitties, because I want to give you some stuff to, like, set off the year properly and start it off on a bang by doing some self-care. So these are self-care practices, and I want to see what kind of self-care would be helpful for you on your journey towards finding this inner peace, towards Hi guys, I am so sorry. I had a problem with the filming, and the last few cards it just stopped recording after I picked this. So we're gonna refresh, but it's all good. So we had at first, we see here soak in a bath, which is, the idea of relaxation, allowing yourself to just decompress, I think that can be really helpful because you've been putting a lot of energy into this, and you might be stressing yourself out a little too much and putting too much pressure on, and taking a moment to really do something only for you, for no one else, might be really helpful. Like, for example, taking a little bath. We also have the dream journal that came out right after, and this came out as well. I'm so sorry, but I'm just going to reiterate what I said. So with the dream journal, the idea of, just like the name says, journaling your dreams. Your dreams are your subconscious digesting things in your brain, and if you want to go esoteric and spiritual, you could say that you're receiving messages. Whichever way you want to look at it, ultimately there can be a lot of insight in there, and it can be really helpful to write it down. Also in regards to your emotional sorry, that was German. In connection to your emotional fulfillment and feeling like you're emotionally equipped to receive love, to give love. This can really help because you're going to be dealing with your subconscious, with your emotions, and journaling can really help in regards to just taking it out of your head and having it down in a physical form. For me personally, I can really say it makes a huge difference in terms of my processing of situations. If I write them down, it helps a hell of a lot. And ultimately make a vision board, which, I think you're already doing so much. You're already on the right path. You've been working on this for a long time, on gaining more emotional fulfillment, as well as feeling materially like you're safe, you're secure, you're taken care of, right? But there are still things that you have yet to kind of tick on your box, and you've been working on it. You've been trying to embrace these beautiful cards and what they represent. And it would help for you to make a vision board potentially. So just like the name says as well, it's a matter of just writing down the things you want to accomplish, what it takes for you to accomplish it, and having it, like in the example here, in a way that is appealing to you, that makes you not feel like you're working off a chore list, but you're, doing something you love to do, and you know that this is for no one else but you. I think that's really, really nice thing to be doing at the end of the year as well, and going into a new year, and another 365 days of exploring this life, of seeing where we're going, of seeing how we change. And I think that's really, really exciting. And I hope you have a really good time. I also, you guys, picked one of these Moonology cards. And this was the card that came out for you. Be bold and make the first move. So, there might have been a lot of these things just running in your head. Like, you might know what the next few steps are, but you've been kind of too scared to bring them into reality, if that makes sense. So whatever you've been scared of, it is time to do it, and just be courageous. Just go for it. You have been working on yourself really hard for a long time, and you're on the right track. You really are on the right track. And don't forget, this was the last of it. If you've been here before, I like to pick my handwritten notes at the end, and this was your message. Write a part of what we've been talking. I learn from the past, implement it now, and start building a brighter future. I hope you could read that properly. But what a beautiful message to end this on. And I really hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope it was helpful, insightful, allowed for you to practice some introspection maybe. And I wish you the of bestest of luck for the new year, and just have a really good time. I'm not good with like ending these things. Hope to see you again soon, and yeah, bye-bye. Hi there, pile 2. This is the reading for everyone who chose this Firefly, Ace of Wands. And we're going to answer the question today of where your focus is going to be on in the coming year, of 2024. I have pre-shuffled all of my cards, so let's see what comes up for you, pile 2. Where is the focus going to be on next year? Okay, that's a lot of cards. Let me check them out first. Okay. Okay. So, we see the tower. Let me show you. The tower people tend to fear because it can mean that there's a bigger life change ahead. And that can be sometimes a difficult time, a time of feeling unstable, or feeling like you're losing your footing in a way. So that is in connection with the Six of Wands, which we see here. The Six of Wands is about success, victory, overcoming something. So you might have gone through a very difficult time this year of 2023, and maybe even before that. Maybe it's just been difficult, which is super understandable. Life can always become difficult, but especially with how globally things have turned out, obviously. It's not been an easy ride these last couple of years. With the Six of Wands, again, this is a feeling of overcoming something, of leaving that behind. And you can see on this Tower card as well, it's as if you're coming through a long way to reach to where you are now. With the Ace of Wands here, we have a beautiful swan. There you go. The Ace is always a new beginning. It is something new, starting. And with the swords, we're talking about the mind. So this can be a new beginning of how you're thinking. It can be a new idea coming to your mind. New strategy. It can also be a very logical thing. So it looks like you've been embracing, or this coming year, this is going to be a focus on like embracing different ways of figuring things out, like on a mental level. With the Page of Pentacles in reverse. There you go. The page is someone who's trying to learn something. And when it comes to the pentacles, we're talking about the material, the things that we can see, perceive in this world with our senses. And the Page of the Pentacles is trying to learn how to achieve this point of success, like of a feeling like they have accumulated enough around them to feel like they are safe, if that makes sense. And this seems to be blocked. So you might have been feeling like you haven't materialized the things you want around you yet. That there is something that you still need to figure out before you can actually start developing that skill, if that makes sense. So with the Ten of Pentacles here, we have another focus on the material. The Ten of Pentacles is someone who's reached material success. Like they've done it in life. They have financial stability, comfort in a way. So they have enough to survive. They know they're going to be good. They have enough to also give back. That's a really big part of the Ten of Pentacles. And it seems like this is where you want to head to. You want to reach this Ten of Pentacles. But the Ten of Pentacles is actually before the Page of Pentacles within the suit. So you have acknowledged this need of yours. You are working on it, on finding the sense of material success. But you don't know how to approach the actual learning process from this point on. Like you don't know what else to do. So there's a call for a change of the way you're thinking about things and trying new approaches to making your dreams come true, if that makes sense. But yeah, you're being called to find a new way of thinking and a new way of approaching this issue, this not knowing where to go. So I want to see what oracle cards come out with this. One sec. I am struggling to grab them. Aye. Okay, there we go. And move this down just a little bit. Let's see. With the Ace of Swords, can we have a bit more information? What needs to be changed in the way you're thinking in this coming year? Where's the focus? Okay, positivity. All right, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. You might have been in a place where you were quite negative about the world, about how things were going, and also about yourself. And this negative way of thinking just makes you also look out more for the negative, and it's a feedback loop that continuously leaves you in this state of just unhappiness. And to have a positive outlook on life and a positive just spirit about things can be really, really helpful. And maybe you've been a bit too pessimistic in terms of, telling yourself your dreams cannot happen, or this, you will never do this isn't possible. But the positivity, having a positive mindset about it, could really make a big difference to the outcome now in the coming year. And again, this is about the focus. So what should you be working on, in a way? That was also how I actually wanted to name this video first. Tranquility. Okay. I am going to say a bit more about that, but I think we need to sit in it for a second. And one more. Memory. Oh, the Ace of Wands for the next reading fell down. Ignore that. No one saw anything. Okay, I like things to look at least a little bit symmetrical. Alrighty. So, with the Tranquility card, I think you might have experienced a lot of commotion, right? This with the Tower, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of things happening, and you've come out good, like you've done really well with the challenges that you had to face. But within this, negativity, not only have you started to expect bad things, but you've also lost the ability to find stillness within. The mind keeps racing because we're all constantly thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I change this? And there can be a lot of negative self-talk there as well, specifically with this reading, Pao-Tu. I really feel that with the positivity card there as well. In terms of the fertility card we have over here, when it comes to fertility, this can mean a lot of different things. Obviously, the first one that comes to mind is reproducing, and that can be it as well. But also for me, fertility speaks about creation and creating things. So you might have been stagnant in your creative process, and that's something that's going to be a focus of yours in the coming year. Just creating more and experiencing more joy through leaving something behind that comes from within. And I think this also, funnily enough, we have the memory card right next to it. This comes also through dealing with your emotions through your past in creation, through the act of creation, if that makes sense. So you know how musicians and artists take what they've gone through in life and they kind of work through it in their art. And this is the same concept, the idea of just allowing yourself to really spend some time thinking about the things that you've gone through and just how you've been feeling, and actively spending time also creating. But let's check out one of these oracle deck cards as well. Excuse me. There we go. Just one, please. This is from the Monology Oracle deck. I said just one. Okay. Communication is key. Excuse me. Let me organize myself here. But communication is key. And I think we do need to look at all of them. I just have a feeling that this one is important too with this specific reading. Alright, communication is key. Adjustments are required. So maybe your communication has been needing a bit of an upgrade, if that makes sense. But you're very close to achieving your goal. Yeah, I can see that you already put in a lot of work, but you're still not feeling like you're getting the rewards from this work, from, persevering through so much things changing and so many uproar in your life. But the good thing is you and your loved ones are safe. And that's beautiful to know. You're doing really well, and it's important to acknowledge to ourselves how far we've come, and also acknowledge to ourselves the things that we still need to overcome as well. We're going to look into some self-care for your coming year. What kind of stuff would be nice for you to also do while you're working on this goal of yours of learning how to communicate better and just finding different ways of thinking and behaving. Especially when we're triggered, I just want to say that. And if things around us are really, really difficult, we tend to be very negative about it. We always expect more bad things to come, and this can also come across in our communication, and it can really stifle us in expressing ourselves with love and compassion because we're so overcome by all those other strong negative emotions in the moment. But let's see. Maybe you need a massage, girly. Yeah, maybe it's been like just physically taxing time, and massages in general just always a really, really nice thing to do. Just allow yourself to literally relax your muscles, like not just the mind, but like we tense our muscles when we get stressed out, and we end up with pain all around. Abundance planning and chanting came out as well. I am going to talk about them more. But we'll pick one more, please. Write a gratitude list. Oh, yay! That's a nice one. All right. So we have massage. Obviously, I've spoken about that. The chanting is just, a way of allowing yourself, when we chant, the idea is to hold either a melody or just a note for a long period of time and repeating it basically. So you're just stuck in this repetitive motion and allowing yourself to just be in it. It's a form of meditating, and if you're someone who feels comfortable, expressing vocally, maybe this is something nice to do, and also in a communal setting it can be really nice. We have the abundance planning. So with the abundance planning, this is very much up your street, pal, too, because we've been talking about how there seems to be a dissatisfaction with where you are in the material world. So abundance planning is the idea of figuring out what do you do with your money, basically. Like, how can you adjust the way you spend to allow for this abundance to flourish in the future as well. Writing a list of gratitude, as here the last card says, is very much in line with this idea of embracing more of a positive attitude towards life. When we become really torn down by the things happening around us, we tend to, as I was saying, focus on the negative. With writing a gratitude list, you're consciously focusing on the positive. You're consciously spending time really going into your life and seeing, okay, what am I grateful for? And don't forget, you come into this world with nothing and you leave it with nothing. Everything in between is a gift. And it is very important to spend time acknowledging that, so we don't get lost in the sauce, if I may say. Alrighty. Now, for our reading to end, we're going to pick one of my little messages that I wrote. Okay. Oh, you get 2. Pile 2. Pile 2 gets 2. Pile 2 gets 3. Hooray. Hooray, my friend. You were meant to have 1. But we accept and we go with the flow. So. I couldn't make this shit up. Surrender and flow. Yes. And I'm going to put it right here next to the chanting. Surrender and flow. Allow yourself to chill. Find tranquility within. So you can accumulate and you can multiply. You can, gain. Have more gains. Create more. Could it be paranoia? Yeah, might be. Especially if you're more negatively inclined. You know what helps? Trying to figure out how probable something is. If you think about it, like if you're an anxious person, if you're in a negative headspace, you might end up like really worrying about stuff going wrong all the time. But ultimately, how likely actually is it for those horrible things that you're thinking about to happen? I mean, it's probably quite unlikely. So you stressing yourself out about it when the chance is so low, it's actually spending energy that you don't need to be spending. And sometimes we forget our own behavioral patterns and we don't recognize that we're just being a bit paranoid maybe instead of, realistic. Spoil yourself. Yes, get a massage. Go spoil yourself. Have fun. Enjoy the end of the year. I really hope you have a really good one into the next. And keep plowing through. You're doing so well. And just try to find a more focus next year is going to be on a more healthy, positive mindset that is going to help you flourish and grow as a person in the material world and hopefully in emotionally and spiritually as well. All right, I wish you the bestest. Happy New Year, and I hope to see you again soon. Hi there and welcome, Pile 3. This is going to be the reading for anyone who chose the Ace of Wands from the Lights Use Tarot. And we're going to look into the question of what to expect or what to focus on this next year of 2024. Alrighty, I already shuffled them. So let's see. For Pile 3, where's the focus going to be? 2024. Oh, okay, that's really nice. I'm going to speak on it in a second. I just want to see what else comes up. Strength. Wow, that's really, really nice stuff, you guys. What else? Okay, Four of Cups. Can I have 1 or 2 more? Okay, only 1. Okay, so let's see. We have the first card that came out, you guys. It's the 10 of Pentacles. That's so nice. In this card, you can see there's like children and animals and just lots of people having fun and a good time. Hope you saw it, by the way. I'm struggling with still figuring out how I can look at the viewfinder, so I hope you can see well. But yeah, the 10 of Pentacles is about someone who's reached a material level of success, and this can mean just like achieving to build a home, to have a home and place for potential little ones. Specifically in this deck, I feel like that's implied in a way, like building a home. That seems to be the focus, and it's in connection with strength. So you see, we have the lion, and we also have this little baby sheep, I think. Very, very cute. But there seems to be a focus on strength. So you've been either very strong, or you're just a person who tends to be more strong and is connected to their own power. But this is very much in relation to building this home, And the other things that are coming up, though, we have the Four of Cups, which this card I think is so beautiful. I really, really like it. It kind of looks I don't know how to say it. Like, it looks kind of like it's shiny, but it's not. Very, very cool. The Four of Cups is about someone you can see. Look, their focus is to the left, to this like empty cups. When and they're not seeing that there's this other cup being filled. Like they're not even conscious of it. Someone might be offering it to them and they're not really conscious of it. So you might have been coming out of a phase or have been feeling like you kind of had a focus. The things you were focusing on, you weren't getting the revenue, the things you were hoping from it, the emotional fulfillment you were hoping from it. But it came from somewhere else, somewhere you didn't expect. A missed opportunity that in this case you did find, you did see, whether conscious or subconscious, it was given to you. The Four of Pentacles right next to it. So we have two fours. Fours are normally a place of a bit of instability in the tarot. So there's been instability that you have persevered through, as we see with the Strength card. With the Four of Pentacles, it's someone who, they've managed to achieve X amount of material success. They have A, B, and C. And they end up becoming very scared of losing it because it was a lot of work to gain what you have at this point, And it's being in this phase of just having yet to trust that it will be fine and that you have to be not so stingy, if that makes sense. It being on its head, I feel like this is something that you have learned. That you might have been really focused on like always keeping stuff to yourself, and then eventually you got more smarter in where you would put your money and what you would do with it, to the point that you've reached now a level where you are starting to be able to give back to people. With the moon on its head, I think this card's really beautiful. And it has, like in the original tarot, the two wolves, or the two dogs, whatever you want to call them, each howling at the moon. And in the original tarot, there's a talk about the domesticated dog and the wild dog. So the one that thinks with the head and the one that thinks with his emotions. And we live between the two. So we have both in us and we are constantly pulled between one and the other. And I think this has been an internal struggle for you for a while. I'm sorry I put this one down the wrong way around again. But this seems to have been an inward struggle, something that you have been dealing with and you've been working on as well. All very nice. It looks really positive. It looks like you've overcome challenges and you've been strong through them and you've been focused on achieving this goal, and this year seems to be the place where you're starting to really feel like you've made it. You've built a place that you can call home, and this doesn't have to be a physical place. It can be just managing to get to a point where you have those feelings of just breathing out and being safe and being sound. But let us get some more oracle cards. This is the Green Witch Oracle deck. Let's see. What else? Where's the focus going to be on? Can we have some more? On luck? Yeah, maybe you've been very lucky with where you are now. That's something also to be conscious of. Wisdom. Hope. Do I want one more? No, I don't. I think we're gonna need to get some more from another deck. So we see we've got luck, wisdom, and hope. And we actually have in this deck, they're all related to not only elements, but also astrology and stuff like that. So we here have water, we have fire, we have air, and what is missing? Earth. And earth in the tarot is represented by the pentacles, the coins, right? And this is what you've been working on, the coins, on the material. This doesn't have to be necessarily money, but like getting to a place where maybe you don't have to spend any more money because you've built your own house, so you're not paying rent, Excuse me. So yeah, this has been the focus for you to achieve. That is also, embracing the other parts of the human experience, not just the material, but hoping, in the things that you cannot grasp, like the air, and in the wisdom that comes from within, like the fire of the wands. And luck. which in this case it's connected to water. So it can be, like just like the waves. It comes and it goes, and sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not. And I think you're very, very lucky right now. And you're doing really well, and everything seems to be aligned, working for you to reach this sense of fulfillment this next coming year, which is so nice. I'm so happy for you. But let's get some more cards. Which ones do we go? Peek. Oops. Sorry about that. I'm getting tired. It's the third reading, and I had some problems recording, so I've been talking for quite a while, my friend. But here we have some self-care cards. Let's see, what kind of self-care would be helpful to allow you to focus on these beautiful things coming the next year? Okay, well, read. Maybe this, reading is such a beautiful thing to do in terms of spending time with yourself. When you're reading, you're really doing it for no one else but you. And that's a really beautiful thing. We have sing and massage. So Pile 3, I'm very excited for you. This coming year looks really like the year for you to just enjoy yourself a bit. You've done so well. You've been so strong. You've been so adamant. And you've been able to, even when the focus wasn't on the right things in life, or you knew, you were going through emotional turmoil, you always persevered. You've learned the lessons you needed to learn to be able to receive now the things that you are able to achieve in life, and the house or the home. I'm not going to say house, the home that you're about to really feel you've built. I hope that makes sense. That was a bit convoluted sentence there. But so with the read, this is a way of you spending time with yourself, of allowing, when you're reading, you're not doing it for anyone but you. No one is gaining anything from you sitting down and reading. Well, I mean, I would disagree with myself, actually, because it can be, you can learn to articulate yourself much better if you read. But yeah, I think it's just, another advice of just enjoying yourself, letting things be, and just being in the moment and doing something that is solemnly for you. Just like sing. Maybe you really enjoy to sing and you haven't done it in a while. Singing is just a form of expressing yourself, of allowing yourself to just have fun. And I think this is what the advice is for you, is just have fun and treat yourself. Get a massage. Massage yourself, like you can see here. It's always possible. We think we always need someone to get a massage, but we can do a lot of massaging ourselves, and that's really nice. So, but let us finish with one of these Monology Oracle decks. Excuse me, you see my voice is getting a little tired. All right. You and your loved ones are safe. And I think that's what you've been working on, Pile 3. You've been working really hard. And I don't know why I'm getting a little emotional now, but you've been working really, really hard to build this sense of safety for you and the people you love. And it's so nice to at least seemingly be heading to a year where that, your job in that sense is done. And that's really, really nice. Oh, I'm so, so happy for you, Pile 3. I do want to get you one more of these, I think. One more. Okay. The answers you need are coming. Okay. Yeah, so if something has been on your mind and maybe you feel like this reading didn't fulfill your need for answers, you might have been coming into this with an expectation and leaving without it being met. I just want to say that, especially with this card coming out, but in general, I truly believe that you take as much as you're able to take and you need to take. So if you feel like this was, like there's open questions now for you, maybe the answers are still on their way, and maybe this is simply the incentive for you to sit down and figure it out as well. But yeah, I think for now, just take with you that you are heading into a really good year. At least that's what these cards say. And I do want to say, preface, when I say this is simply what the message that's coming through as I am laying the cards. Obviously, I cannot predict the future, but I can at least start a conversation about it. And to finish off, my dear friend, remember, change is a part of life. If water is still, it dies. Yeah. I love that. I love that saying. If water is still, it dies. Let me leave this here open. It's true. So, enjoy the abundance you have reached. Enjoy all of the positive things coming your way, and really allow yourself to just spend some time doing things for you, and giving back to your body and to your mind and soul for all the things you've been able to achieve so far. But remember, there might always be trouble on the horizon, because it is part of life and things go up and down, but you and your loved ones are safe, and things are going to be fine. At least for now, that's what I can tell you. And as long as I can't tell you ultimate answers, we're still going, so that's good. Alrighty. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was insightful, Pile 3, and I wish you a really good start into the new year. Enjoy, have fun, and maybe I'll see you again next year. Bye-bye.